You've probably heard the phrase, the best way to win an argument is to avoid it. This principle can be applied in many areas of our life. By strategically dodging a confrontation or problem, we allow others to exhaust themselves, while we patiently bide our time. It's a calculated move that keeps us out of harm's way, while allowing us to stay informed. And when the moment is right, we make our move, seizing the opportunity presented to us by our opponent's exhaustion. In this video, we will look at some scenarios where pretending to quit is actually a clever strategy for taking control later on. We'll discuss how you can successfully pull off this tactic and highlight the importance of knowing when to walk away and when to strike back. So if you're ready to learn how to use this powerful tool, then let's dive into it. Scenario 1. At work. Your boss assigns you an impossible task. You are an employee who has been working hard for your company for years. However, lately, things have changed. One day he comes to you and assigns you an impossible task with a tight deadline. It's clear that he wants you to fail, so that he can use it against you during your performance review. What do? Some people would immediately confront their boss, but this could lead to a heated argument that won't end well. Instead, pretend to agree to the task, but secretly procrastinate until the deadline. By not fulfilling the task, you may receive a warning or a bad performance review. But this can actually be useful because it gives you leverage to negotiate for better working conditions. If your boss tries to fire you, remind him of the unfinished task and offer to complete it if he agrees to reconsider his decision. This approach might seem counterintuitive, but by pretending to quit, you can sometimes save yourself from a bad situation. You might feel betrayed, angry, and confused. You could try confronting your partner. But if they don't show remorse or take responsibility for their actions, it can lead to an unproductive and hurtful conversation. In this case, it may be better to pretend to accept the situation and let your partner believe that you are not going to fight for the relationship. Some people would immediately confront their partner, but this could lead to an angry and unproductive conversation. Instead, pretend to be calm and accepting of the situation. Let them believe that you are not going to fight for the relationship. This will make them think that they have one and will cause them to become complacent. Once they have let their guard down, you can start to rebuild the relationship on your terms. You may need to seek professional help to work through the trauma of being cheated on. But with time and effort, it is possible to move forward and either repair the relationship or move on to a new one. Scenario 3. Your friend is using you. You have a friend who always calls you for favors but never returns them. They might ask you for money, emotional support, or help with a project. But when it's your turn to ask for something, they never seem to be available. When someone takes you for granted, it can be frustrating and disheartening. Instead of confronting them and risking losing their friendship, consider pretending to be less available and less helpful. This will make them realize that you are not a doormat and that they need to treat you with respect. They may start to appreciate your friendship more and be more willing to reciprocate in the future. If they continue to take you for granted, then you can decide whether the friendship is worth salvaging or if it's time to move on. Scenario 4. Someone blackmails you. Being blackmailed is a terrifying experience. The person doing the blackmailing usually threatens to expose some secret about you unless you give them what they want, whether it's money, favors, or anything else. Instead of immediately trying to bargain with them, consider pretending to comply. This will buy you time to figure out a way to get out of the situation. The person blackmailing you probably thinks that they already have you trapped and do expect you to outsmart them. Use this to your advantage by playing along until you have a chance to counterattack. This may involve gathering evidence of the blackmail, telling someone you trust, or seeking legal advice. By pretending to comply, you can put yourself in a better position to handle the situation effectively. Scenario 5. Toxic coworker. Having a toxic coworker can be extremely challenging. They might be jealous of your success and try to sabotage your work or spread rumors about you. Instead of trying to reason with them or defend yourself against their accusations, consider pretending to ignore them. This will show them that you are not bothered by their negativity and will hopefully discourage them from targeting you. By not giving them the reaction they are looking for, you can successfully shut them down. This approach requires maturity and emotional detachment. But it is an effective way to deal with a difficult coworker without causing unnecessary drama. Remember that you cannot change another person's behavior, but you can control how you react to it. Pretending to ignore a toxic coworker is a non-confrontational way to protect yourself from their harmful actions. Scenario 6. Manipulative family member. Dealing with a manipulative family member can be especially tricky. They might guilt trip you into doing things their way, or use emotional manipulation to get what they want. Instead of getting sucked into their web of manipulation, pretend to agree with them and go along with their plans. By not showing resistance, they may become bored with you and find someone else to manipulate. Remember that you should set boundaries to protect yourself from their manipulation. Don't be afraid to distance yourself from them if necessary. Just because they are family doesn't mean you have to tolerate their behavior. Playing along with a manipulative family member can be exhausting and emotionally draining. It is important to prioritize your own mental health and well-being. If the manipulation persists, consider seeking support from a therapist or counselor to help you cope with the situation. Sometimes it can be beneficial to pretend to give up. By appearing to surrender, you can throw your opponent off guard, allowing you to conserve energy and plan your next move. Staying quiet and retreating can be a wise strategy, preventing you from making impulsive decisions you may later regret. Taking a step back allows you to observe the situation, collect your thoughts, and consider your options more clearly. Giving the impression that you have surrendered can also work in your favor. Your opponent, believing they have one, may become complacent and make mistakes that play into your plan. Patience is key in this approach. Waiting for the right moment to make your move can be crucial. Once you have a clear understanding of the situation and a plan in place, you can strike when your opponent least expects it, catching them off guard. This strategy requires discipline and self-control. Avoiding emotional reactions and staying calm is essential. Allowing yourself to become angry or frustrated can compromise your objectivity and lead to rash decisions. Keeping your emotions in check enables you to maintain a strategic mindset. The ability to remain calm and composed in difficult situations is a valuable skill. By practicing mindfulness and relaxation techniques, you can train yourself to stay level-headed when faced with challenges. As you have seen, there are times when pretending to give up can be advantageous. Whether it's to protect yourself from a bully or to gain the upper hand in a negotiation, knowing when to retreat and regroup can be a valuable skill. However, it is important to note that this strategy should not be used as a default response to every situation. Carefully consider the potential consequences of your actions and strive to find a balance between standing up for yourself and maintaining positive relationships. Remember, sometimes the greatest strength lies in knowing when to walk away and when to come back with a strategic plan for success. We hope you enjoyed this video. Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching. See you next time.